Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Damontae bringing you a banger. Don't forget to go follow on my Twitch, please. Here you will never miss out on daily Payday content.
Later than Spider, wire's better. Good eating spider. Well, first he has to catch the food in his spider web. And then he'll be able to eat. So assuming he's already caught whatever it is in his spider web, he's going to be eating now. Damn, there it is.
Down, damn it. On the ground.
I stole it? No, I didn't somehow. Wow.
Don't act dumb. Don't act dumb. I said stay down. Oh shit, Cloaker! Cloaker down! Any second now. Don't let us say it again. Get your hands up. Shield is down. Shield, hit this in the air. Fire. Let's see what they have on me. Killed the medic. Anyone have a medic bag? The police just freed a civilian. Gotta focus on the civilians. Oh shit! Bulldozer! Don't act dumb. Bulldozer! Bulldozer's history. Taser down.
So I remember this right. Almost all perk decks or related things in Payday 3 will be like Copycat, at least the personalized part. Wait, what? The H man? What are you talking about? So if I remember right, almost all perk decks or related things in Payday 3 will be like Copycat, at least the personalized part. Are you saying that the perk decks of Payday 3 will just be you creating them like Copycat? Is that what you're trying to say? I've speculated that already, but I feel it'll be slightly different than the way the Copycat is. I'm sure there'll be your first 4 cards, instead of it being just 4 things that you choose from and 4 base abilities. Like, I feel you'll be able to switch through probably, you know, multiple base abilities while also having a secondary, like, HP boost or dodge or whatever the case. Kind of like how Copycat is, but you get to choose your actual abilities rather than you got the abilities that it has, right? I also still think that there's going to be perk, like, you know, anarchists and stuff like that, but there's going to be some perk decks that aren't there. Obviously, like Kingpin, maybe some decks that people don't play. But, I still think those will be present, but there'll be a more, you know, there'll be a more thing to the player creating a deck and playing something personal to them, so that your build is pretty, you know, geared towards your style. I feel that is definitely the play of Payday 3. But you got to keep in mind that they've already given that away with Copycat, so it's not going to be a huge surprise to the player base anymore, considering once again they've already given it to the player base with Copycat. So that can technically hurt the release of Payday 3, with, you know, one of their lead selling points being, you know, a perk deck that you create and play that's already been released in Payday 2, right? I don't know. There's been no true info about Payday 3, so I don't know where you've gotten any of that info from. All those videos are just speculation. The only stuff people know is that it comes out this year. Anything else they've created, which is just bogus. Which is silly because once again, people watch it and then people will spread these things like rumors and none of it's true. What heist will come back in Classic Tab? I have no idea. I will assume it'll be kind of broken up like the way Left 4 Dead game is. Like how there's different stories or campaigns, whatever you want to call it. There's different campaigns, right? So you'd have the Payday the Heist Classics collection or whatever. And then it would just consist of all the heists in Payday the Heist, right? And then you would have another storyline which would be now referring to like the base game of Payday 2, right? So you'll have something like, you know, your bank heist, your, you know, maybe your jewelry store, some of your, you know, your base heists that you played in Payday 2. And then it starts getting into the campaigns that actually are story based, like Hoxton Breakout, Hoxton Revenge, and then leading up to that, things like the Diamond and the Golden Grin, so that you can get your dude out of jail, right? Like these things I feel are going to be broken up into like a campaign story style like it is in Left 4 Dead game. I feel that is possibly the way that things are going to be separated in Payday 3. That is just speculation though. You're more than welcome to join, but you have to click the button to join. Instead of being like, hey, can I come play? You gotta click the button to join. Generally, I'm in a public lobby and randoms are gonna just join. So you'll have to be ready to click it as soon as someone leaves, I guess. The First World Bank will definitely come back. I mean, most of the yeah, all the classic heists will be back, guaranteed. They all have special memory. First World Bank got indirectly confirmed by Almir on stream. I mean, you wouldn't even need it to be indirectly confirmed by Almir on stream. You just use your brain and you'd be like, yeah, that's coming back. It's a heist that's in the game and it's been in the first game and it's a heist that has a secret on it. Yeah, obviously it's coming back. Like that's a no-brainer. It doesn't take someone to be like, oh, Almir leaked it. He said these words, so therefore that leads us to believe that he's going to leak it in the next game. That's an obvious thing. Everyone knows that's coming back. It doesn't take any bit of research to figure that out. Or maybe it does take players some research to figure it out for some reason. I don't know how, but like, oh my god, he confirmed this on his latest stream. It's like, did you really need them to confirm that on their latest stream for you to have that knowledge? You shouldn't really need that.
Anyone needs first aid, it's here.
Access granted.
Someone with logical thinking would know that, yeah, you're probably gonna get something that's memorable like First World Bank back in the game. Probably any large heist that's played a bunch, like Big Bank and shit. Anything that had a massive impact definitely will be coming back. It doesn't take anybody to be like, oh, well, this guy confirmed it. Well, you'll know that stuff's coming back. Can Crash Tech have a character pack? Most memorable thing in Payday 2. They told you in chat. Next told you, Wumping. Well, Brooklyn Bank is part of one of the stories, though, the H, man. You don't think Brooklyn Bank's gonna make it in when it's part of, like, the White House secret of Payday 2? You don't think that's gonna be part of, like, just one of those broken up campaigns for, like, when Locke betrays you, it's Alaskan deal, and then it changes to the next story campaign to, you know, you're playing Reservoir Dogs and Bane gets captured and now Locke's your guy, right? You get what I'm saying? Like Brooklyn Bank was one of the things you had to do. No Mercy was part of the shit that you had to do. You had to go get, you know, the Obsidian Stone. So Shacklethorn, obviously. You know what I mean? All that shit's coming back. Guaranteed most of that shit's coming back. It doesn't require any bit of thinking or hacking or anything to think that. Or words that Almir said. Like, clearly anything memorable is coming back. Anything that has something specific, like an achievement that's based on something really, really specific, then sure. Border Crossing was taking place during the White House, so clearly something like that will probably be in. Because Border Crossing started the Silk Road campaign. The Silk Road campaign ends with you killing Bullock, so therefore if you don't include Border Crossing, you wouldn't get part of the story. So obviously you would have to include Border Crossing if you're using that storyline, the Silk Road bullshit. That's fucked. And then whatever the next one is, the Golden Dagger with the dragon, and you know, you kill the dude on Mountain Master, and then that storyline ends, and now we've opened a new storyline with homeboy or chick that's fucking country in Texas, right? And we've done 2 or so missions for that lady, and you know there's going to be another mission because on the last mission featured in Payday 2, you got the USB drive as a secret thing to the mission, right? Knowing that players are getting this secret thumb drive, obviously there's going to be a leading heist to it, and that leading heist might be either A, the end of that storyline, or B, leading into Payday 3's storyline. You don't know, it's all speculation. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows yet. What do you think the USB and Texas Heat will lead to? It's probably going to lead to like a secret room or some form of loot on the next heist that's released. It's not going to be anything that the player's told to do. It's going to be like the Ukrainian prisoners scenario, where you just gotta find it on the map and you know, we press buttons and then boom, now you've got a whole bunch of loot at the end of the map, right? Well, in this case, you're gonna have a USB, right? That USB is going to be used somewhere. You're probably going to either hack something, or it's going to either give you extra money, I don't know. Something along those lines, right? Extra something. It's going to be offering something at the end of a mission, I'm sure. Either an achievement for that heist, a special, you know, loot room. You know what I'm saying? Something that's going to be access to every player that has it, essentially. It's going to be accessible to the whole team as soon as the player opens it. I just explained. It's either going to be, it's guaranteed to be an achievement, most likely. It's either going to be a loot stash, XP buff or something, or a money increase. It's either going to be linked to some form of connecting it to a PC and hacking the PC, or connecting it somewhere and then you find the secret room, you know what I mean? Like, if that's it, something like that is what's going to be related to. Either XP, or it's going to be another mission, another contract. Like, if look at it in that perspective. If look at one of the earlier missions to the game. You have, in Transport Heist, you could find a secret document that would alternatively give you a secret mission, which was known as Train Heist. That was later changed in the game to an individual heist, while that secret folder is still found in transport trucks. That secret folder no longer triggers the, you know, train heist secret mission at the end of a transport heist. That was a present thing in the game back in the day. That is a present thing in Payday 2. Assuming they want to go back to their roots, let's assume you have the USB, you use it in a particular spot in the mission. At the end of the mission, it triggers a secret mission alternative of the end of the mission, right? That secret alternative is either a hard mission that offers a lot of money and a lot of XP, or, you know, they fully scrap that idea and they just allow you to just go into a secret room built into the heist, you know what I'm saying? And then the alternative to that is if they build a secret room inside the heist, they have to have it be triggered by the USB drive, not allow the room to just be spawned in, like Overdrill as the example would be. Overdrill has the, like, that room that you drill, it has that spawned on a trigger, but the actual Overdrill room is spawned in, you know, as soon as the heist is spawned. So, you know, obviously if you don't want players to know the secret right off the rip, you might want to have it be based on a certain trigger in the mission. So therefore they can't just free flight cam straight to the secret room and figure out what, you know, what the deal is. Get the coke. Actually, Mountain Master, since you can't do the coke DSOD with your group. What's your politics? What does that mean? I don't really get into politics, my friends. I'd say my views are more based on logical standpoints, but I have no idea. I have no idea. Like, if you're asking me if I'm, what's the words? I don't know. Republican or Democrat, I would have no idea, because I don't know. I have no idea. I feel that's just silly, because that just makes separation, like, in groups or in the world or whatever you want to call it. Like, that's just a forcing of a separation. It's like the same scenario of, like, you know, like people that were, you know, different skin color than, you know, white people back then. There was no issue until, like, laws and regulations and certain things like that kind of started coming into play. So then that was what, you know, essentially had caused separation, or whatever you want to call it in that scenario. I don't know. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened either. Everybody learns history differently as well, so history is taught differently in different parts of the world, so that's something you need to make sure that is something that is being spoken of before speaking of any history terms, because you have to take in consideration that in American history you may see certain figures idolized, while in another country's history that covers that time period you may be seeing these certain people hated or seen as, you know, a bad character in the you know, situation, rather than being idolized by the other party. But that's just perspective, right? And that's just, you know, the way the world is, I guess. And like the examples would be fucking what people call terrorists. You know, to them, the person that's being called a terrorist may not see that as it, right? They're seeing it as they're being loyal to their country, or, you know, loyal to the person, or whatever the case is. I have no idea, right? And then the people that, like, you know, or that are calling them terrorists, those people may view us as terrorists, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's just silly. All those, you know, views and stuff are just silly. Like, oh, you know, I don't know. I feel like just causes separation, so I personally don't even know what my political views would be. So therefore, I'm not saying what you view the world as, Burkle, is incorrect or is correct or anything, because the way you view your world is the way you was taught history, and things in this nature are different than the way that I was or had been influenced by, you know, politics or whatever the case. Like, if that makes sense, I'm sure people can make sense of that. Republican, is that an elephant reference just like in Payday 2? It might be, I don't know. I don't know why he's called the elephant, but I'm sure he's because he's a political figure, so I guess that's why he's called the elephant. But regardless, I personally don't really discuss too much on stream, like, you know, oh, what'd you guys vote for the presidency? You know what I mean? That doesn't matter to me. Now, I can see it mattering to some people that have a heavy influence of, you know, politics in their life or something. Like, I can understand in some people it's really affecting their life hardcore because maybe they're working a, you know, particular job set. When certain things change, it fully will change their, you know, their life situation essentially. But not me in particular, so I don't know. I'd say as long as you vote for what you believe is correct, at least here in my situation, then, you know, it is flowing the way you want it to be. While is also speculation that, like, you only have certain elected people that actually matter in a vote scenario, so therefore, like, actual voting doesn't matter. That's just speculation, though. Nothing that's ever been, in quotations, nothing that's been 100% proven. But there is, you know, scenarios and stories like that, where it's like, you know, it didn't matter what people voted, this somehow was the outcome. Joe Biden is not my president. Damn. Because I'm a continent away. I'm going to buy my plot of land and then call it my own country. Call it Petopia or whatever it's called from Family Guy. Where Peter's thing is like completely erased off like pieces of paper and shit. Dude, that was so funny, that episode. It's like they go to look at it on like this sheet of paper that like regulates or shows like people's yards or something. His is just a black square and it's off the paper. It's like, what the fuck? It's just so silly. That episode was funny. I don't even remember what happened. I just remember being like, it gave you like anxiety watching that episode. So like I just didn't like to watch that episode because it was like anxiety filled for some reason. And then there like Illuminati people like show up to his door or some shit on that episode. I thought that was hilarious. So many Illuminati references as a kid that you just like were like, what in the world? And then you would like watch videos and then it would like have you scared. Scared like to death, and then it's just like you figure out you're fighting something that's not there. You're fighting an enemy that's just a nothing's there. Like in Hitman, they describe it in a scenario like that. Like there's super wealthy people that rule the world, and you know what I mean? And like you are like faced to like kill one of them people or some shit. I don't remember. Hitman 2 is a crazy story, and that is like one of the stories in the game. It's insane. I'm gonna die. Okay. It was crazy though, that Hitman 2's story. I've not played Hitman 3 yet, so I don't know where it goes from there, but I know that Hitman 2 is a pretty crazy story, where it like references that, you know, power of the world, that's, you know, the wealthiest people that basically rule over everything. That's been like that since, you know, civilizations began apparently, or some shit, I don't know. But that was referenced in Hitman, so I thought that was cool. But then again, like, you have to take in perception that if there really is a powerful group that like rules the world or whatever, do you really think they will be like hiding these little messages and things in commercials and shit? You know what I mean? Like that, it just doesn't make sense essentially. If it's some secret, you know, group, why would they be referencing things and, you know, trying to be like, you know, oh, we're here but we're not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that it's not real, but it's just kind of a weird concept. Peter Griffin steps as president. Speedy Ghoster.
Looks like another police wave is coming your way. Expected time of arrival, 30 seconds. Great work. Soko's out of custody. Hey, listen up. Come on, you wankers, get that power up again. Taser will be tasered. Power again, fellas. I need a sec to reboot this.
Where's one being at? This mission's almost done, I think. Looking 25 minutes and we're still on it. I hope it's almost done at least. Low key, I've had like 10 to 11 subs for the longest time. Like consistent 10, 11 subs. That's Pog. I just realized because I looked over and seen it again. I've been noticing it for like at least a couple months now. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, just give me a second. I'll bring it out to you. Let me hide. Oop, oop.
Power's back on, but I'm gonna reboot things here. Hold your horses. Drop your gun. Soko, follow me. Go, Soko, come on, follow me in.
In Discord, I'm trying to find the crash log still, because on Windows 11, and the search isn't the same as Windows 10. Well, why didn't you mention that earlier, that you're in Windows... Oh, what the fuck? My whole team just got wiped. Easiest heal of my career. Okay, so, okay, what's going on? I'm gonna join the server. What server? This server?
Follow me now.
Oh, you have no bullets at all. Just heal on the medic bag is what I would do. Run across the map and get a heal. There's ammo up here if you can get up here. Okay, thankfully I touched the fucking thing. Easy. Hit him with the easy. Damn. Whole map of cops gone. Doesn't matter. I'm outie. It's funny. Yeah, one beam.